and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here at Little Nibble Studio. I'm Annie, and I'm so excited to share with you what I have inked up in my fountain pens for this month, December 2025. If you're interested in finding out, I invite you, stick around. Okay, let's zoom you in. Make sure we're all in camera here. And I'm gonna start with my first ink, and that is by Vinta. It is the Sandugo ink, and I love this because it is quite the shader, and I put it in my Pelikan M600, red and white, or red and gold. This is one of my very first fountain pens I ever acquired just last year, so I've only been in this hobby for about a year and loving it. And so let's go ahead and show you the ink. Okay, one must have to be very careful when opening a bottle of ink. I opened up this Vinta bottle, and the rim had some residual dry, crusty ink, which scattered everywhere on my Tomoe River notebook paper here. So just be careful when you're opening up a Vinta ink. There's still some left over there, and I apologize for that. I'm going to do my ink swatches with a little Dominant Industry pipette and muddle them with the top of this gem from Michael's gem pen. Gotta make do with what we have. We have several of my supplies and belongings that are still in boxes from our move, and so rather than take a few days to dig them out, I'm going to just make do with what I have. I love this ink so much. It's really quite the chameleon, I think. And as it dries, it changes color, it shows its shading more and more, and it's really quite beautiful. Oh, and the pen has a medium nib, and if I remember correctly, it's a 14 karat nib. Oh, Vinta. And when I first received this Pelikan pen, it was such a pleasant surprise, especially since it was one of my first fountain pens ever to write with this. It wrote so incredibly smoothly, and I just love this pen so much. You can hear a little bit of feedback there, which I really do enjoy. Just lovely. All right, our next ink and pen combo is my Ferris wheel press peppermint drop. And I have to show you, I made the mistake of ordering their 50 ml bottle. It's huge, and but it's got such a beautiful box to it, a cylinder. I just love it. The Ferris wheel press inks are boxed ever so beautifully, and they do put a lot of thought and into their product. Yep, I'm getting ink everywhere. Of course, it's all dark and green all over my hands. Oh my. Please excuse the ink stains already. Oh boy, yeah. I used way too much of that. Oh my. Okay, that was quite a little mess to clean up, but I'm back. And I did realize, I hope this was in camera. So my apologies for that, and if that was my mistake. All right, so we had Ferris. And this pen is my Grail pen, and I got it this year over the summer, and simply because I felt that if I waited any longer, it would completely be inaccessible to me. And I was so lucky and happy to have received it, because it had been on my wish list as my Grail pen, and it is the Pelikan M600 brown black, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I did have it, the nib ground into a cursive smooth italic by Kirkspear when he came to the Dallas Pen Show a couple months ago. Oh gosh, it's not focusing. Is it? There it goes. It's just a beautiful dual colored nib, and absolutely love this pen, and it writes so slicey and so nicely. I couldn't be happier. Look at that. Wow. It is so juicy too, so juicy. Love it. Okay, the Pelikan M600 with Ferris wheel press peppermint drop. All right, next up is another Ferris wheel press ink. It's a shimmer ink, and this one is Ferris wheel press Brilliant Beanstalk. Here's the box, and again, the artwork and just the design is absolutely lovely on these inks. It's just breathtaking. The green is the base. There's no sheen. It has a champagne glitter shimmer and high shading. I absolutely love this combination with the champagne glitter shimmer and the high shading. It's just beautiful. Climb up and don't look down. Nurture and care will yield a stock strong enough to bring you to new heights. While each step may feel more monolithic than the last, with perseverance and courage, you can reach for the clouds and discover a lifetime of treasures. On these 20 ml bottles, they include these beautiful sentiments, which are so inspirational. I just love it. Okay, I'll have to remember not to put so much ink in this little pipette. Boy, this little pipette, however tiny, it packs a punch. I don't want to make another big giant mess like I did in the last swatch. That was huge. And my hand's all stained to prove it to you. Okay. All right, and I have inked. Oh, let's grab my little muddler. Gorgeous, gorgeous. You know, for a gem as a muddler, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, I have inked it up in the Asvine. I'm trying to remember the model number on this, but for some reason I'm blanking. But it is a piston filler. It is a broad 1.1 stub. Is it going? There it goes, kind of. All right. And it writes really nicely. Interesting, has a little shading there. Okay, Asvine. I'll have to include that, the name of the model later, because I'm blanking on that. 1.1. Wow, so interesting. And this one also seems to appears to change colors as it dries, which is really fascinating to watch too. And there we have the Asvine in green, inked with Ferris wheelpress Brilliant Beanstalk. So beautiful. Okay, I have another Ferris wheel ink and another Asvine. So we have the Ferris wheelpress Age of Arum ink, and this is another 20 ml bottle. And in these bottles, they have such amazing description and artistry all boxed up here. It's just gorgeous. And the base is a light brown color, no sheen, and a gold glitter shimmer with low shading. Their description is, it's so hard to see because it's all in gold, but I'll do my best here. Endless riches may sound like a gilded dream, but the real magic lies in treasuring the warmth of human touch over the sparkle of gold. Not everything of value can be measured in gold. Humility is priceless when you are in a glittering cage of your own making. After all, a statue of gold cannot embrace with any warmth. Wow. So let's go ahead and make our swatch. I'm going to just move this up a little. Now I did ink up my newest acquired fountain pen, which is a Benu Pixie. but I didn't see the shading properties because that is a fine. So I purposely bought it in a stub nib so that I could appreciate more of the shimmer and shading inks that I have. Oop. And so I have used this a little bit longer than the Pixie. It really does show off those shimmer properties in this ink, which I'm really happy to enjoy in two of my pens now. I don't know why I keep blanking out on the model of these Asvines. I apologize for that, but it is the demonstrator, and it just writes so nicely. And I hope as this dries, you will see why I had to ink up this pen as a 1.1 stub in or with the age of Arum. I really want to appreciate that shimmer. And you can see the shading properties as well, especially as it's drying. That's so cool. So there you have the Asvine Demonstrator 1.1 stub, inked with Ferris wheel press, age of Arum. Next, we have a Diamine ink, and this one has extreme sheen. It is from the ink vent calendar from last year, 2024, and is called Sleigh Ride. And I plan to ink up my Pilot Vanishing Point in red and gold. Now the wonderful attributes of this ink, and you'll see as it dries, is that it is a high shader and chameleon, because it'll change colors as we're doing this, which is just amazing. Do I need to put ink vent? Yeah. Can't remember which ink vent it was called last year, but I'll put 24. It's really cool to watch this dry. And this one I also had ground into a cursive smooth italic by Kirkspire. Okay, I just have to show you. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Wow. And you'll see more of that beautiful green sheen as it becomes drier and drier. Just fascinating to watch. Really cool. All right, and there you have my red and gold Pilot Vanishing Point inked with Diamine Inkvent Sleigh Ride. All right, next up I have a Vinta ink, and once again, when I open this, the crusty residual on the edge of the mouth of the bottle scattered everywhere, and in cleaning that up, I smeared the Diamine ink, so my apologies for that, and we'll just have to go with it. And I just noticed, oh, what a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a hot mess today, guys. Sorry. That I still had the saran wrap from my move. I wrapped every single bottle of ink that I have in saran wrap for our big move because I was that nervous about them either leaking or having an accident in our pods. You never know when boxes go and fall or tumble and whatnot. I packed so meticulously. And so this is one of the bottles that I still have yet to remove the saran wrap. And again, it is the Vinta Kisslap. And I inked up one of my favorite and first ever received vintage fountain pens, my Visconti Opera in honey almond, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And this one will stay with me, I think, forever and a day. Can't wait to show you that one. And let's go ahead and make our swatch. This is so much fun. I just have to say, I love swatching inks, and I love making writing samples, and I love practicing my penmanship with my fountain pens. It's just the thrill of, my everyday, when it comes to, all work and then, some playtime, I have to make the most of it. And so this is how I do that. And it is when I play with my inks and my fountain pens. Oh. All right, I'm back. My apologies for the slight pause. I had to answer a phone call that was coming through, an important one. But I'm back now, and so in the meantime, we have some inks that have dried, and but I still have to finish this one right here, which is my Visconti Opera Honey Almond. And this one is in a medium. And it writes ever so smoothly. And that's what made me fall in love with this Visconti to begin with, was just how smoothly it wrote. It's just such a wonderful writing experience. And I acquired this pen at the end of last year, and I happened to hear about the pen hospital. And so on a whim, I just happened to pull it up and scroll through their offerings, and this pen was one of them, and the price for it was very reasonable, And I thought, wow, you know, it's definitely up my alley. I love just the beauty of the look of it, those honey almond swirls. And this is a celluloid, I believe. And it is just absolutely beautiful. And when I say it's right up my alley, I love the color scheme. I love the gold fixtures. I love its vintage style. It's absolutely beautiful. And of course, I swiped it up. And yeah, Pen Hospital. So can't go wrong. They have some very well taken care of pens there. That there are many vintage ones, and of course even brand new ones. And I would love to visit the Pen Hospital someday in person. So there we have my Visconti Opera Honey Almond inked with Vinta Kisslap. All right, there you have it. The December currently inked in my fountain pen collection. And there are the finished swatches. Let's get a close-up look of those and the amazing shading that we see in the Vinta Sandugo. Wow. It goes from an orangey red to that evergreen color. Just love the shading in that. And then we have the Ferris wheelpress Peppermint drop inked in the Pelikan M800. And it writes so well in this pen. I love the sliciness of it. And next is the Ferris wheelpress Brilliant Beanstalk. And we see a little bit of shading going on there. Wow. And of course, the Champagne Shimmer. Just beautiful. And that is inked in my Asvine. And then we have the Ferris wheelpress Age of Arum, inked in the Asvine Demonstrator. And we see that beautiful gold shimmer and some shading going on there too. And then we have the Diamine Ink Vent Sleigh Ride. And look at that sheen. Love it. It's perfect for Christmas and the holidays. It goes from red to that green sheen and the shading. Wow. Wow. I love it. And that is inked in my Pilot Vanishing Point Red Gold. And finally, I have my Vinta Kisslap inked in my Visconti Opera Honey Almond. I love the shading in that one as well. It writes so smoothly in the Visconti. So there are my December currently inked. And here are their accompanying pairings. I should probably do it this way so we can see some of the samples. All right. Ta-da! Just beautiful. I love it. Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments below, and whether or not you've tried any of these inks or their accompanying pairings and pens, especially these Asvines. How many of you have tried the Asvines? I just love it. They write so well. What an affordable fountain pen to have. I'm in love with them. So yeah, let me know which one of these is your favorite, whether or not you have them or you're planning on getting them, and which I highly recommend, especially these Asvines. I mean, this one is just gorgeous. Awesome, right? And yeah, thank you so much for joining me here.